YouTube. I didn't even
I
open
know.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy PTK Blam across the board here at the Shop Podcast. How's everybody doing this weekend? Thank you guys for joining us. We have another fantastic show lined up here. As you guys can see, we got to move a couple things around before we get started here, but we'll get everything fixed, man. Shout out to everybody watching live right now. We greatly appreciate you guys. Let me get Centurion back in here real quick. We greatly appreciate you guys for hanging out this weekend. Real quick, I did post that we were going to have a guest. Shout out to Dutch, man. Last minute he hit me up. Wasn't feeling well, so we're going to go ahead and have to reschedule that. But shout out to him. Still, his information is going to be down in the description below. So please, still go check out his channel. We will have him back on the show at some point. But shout out to him. I hope he feels better. But we're going to go ahead and just rock out with the crew. Got a lot of great things to talk about. It's been a jam-packed week. So let's just see what's been going on with the fellas this week. We're going to start with you, Pong. How you been feeling? What you been playing? What's been going on with you, brother?
Man, it's been a busy week, but we are back here on Saturday night, so I'm feeling good because I love coming in here and talking games. So had a couple shows with Boom this week unexpectedly.
Nice.
Called me up to the big leagues, so I showed up, but had a lot of work going on. It's the end of the month, so that's always busy time for me, so I didn't get as much gaming in as I normally would, but got some Division 2 done again. Some more of that. Still enjoying it. Obviously, Outriders demo came out, and
Nice.
definitely put some hours into that. Hyped, excited for it. It's looking good. It's feeling good. It's playing good. So definitely all about that. So, but you know what? We're here on the Shop Podcast, man. It's time to talk some gaming. So let's get to it.
Let's get to it, man. Shout out to you, man. Newest member of the Shop Podcast. If you're new here, shout out to you, Pang. He's new. I haven't seen him here before. Appreciate you hanging out with us, man. Retweet the link. Once again, let everybody know we're live. So let's go ahead and throw this over to you. We're going to switch things up. We're going to go ahead and throw this over to you, Fuzz. How you been this week? What you been playing? What's been going on with you, brother?
Not too bad. I've been playing some Division 2. Was able to get a little bit of time in on Outriders. Like it so far. Only made it up to, I think it's like level 4 or level 5. But I'm still World Tier 3, almost World Tier 4. But
Okay.
Other than that, happy that Dirt 5 came to Game Pass.
It was I got a little bit of that in too. That's right. Dirt 5. Forgot about that.
Buy
Thanks,
your own
Buzz.
games. Jeez, why pay for a service when you can pay more for games? All right, go ahead.
No, it was one of those games I was going to wait until it was on sale anyway. But now, being in Game Pass, you get a little bit off on that. But yeah, I'm liking that so far. Although I don't like the paint creator because there really isn't as much freedom. You got to unlock a whole bunch of stuff. But I'll get to that eventually. But other than that, been pretty good. Just playing some games. Got to watch the State of Play or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get into that.
Morning cartoons. What?
Yeah, we're going to get into that.
But other than that, just ready to talk shop here with you guys about some upcoming games.
Awesome. So I'm going to let everybody know real quick. Once again, hit the like button. If you guys want to, donate to the channel as well, as far as super chats, they're available. We appreciate that. All of that goes back into the channel. Once again, we appreciate you guys viewing us as well every single week. Guys, give us energy and make this shit possible. So thank you so much. Let's throw this over to Stag, man. How's your week been, brother? What you been playing? How's the streaming going?
Everything's been going good, man. Streams have been good as always. February was probably my best month I've ever had. It was fucking amazing, to be honest. But
awesome.
Man, I played the live service demo. Outriders. Sorry, it's not a live service game. Watched a lot of people misclassify the game. Sure, we could get into that deeper, but I really enjoyed it. I've been hyped for that game for a while. What else have I been playing? Oh, I've been playing like Mario on the Switch because
nice.
It's fun. So, but other than that, man, just been living life and waiting for Saturday to argue about stupid stuff. So let's do it.
Let's do it, man. It's what we set aside today for, stupid shit.
Yeah.
Right. No, but either way.
You know what I mean. I'm just playing.
I know. But shout out to you, man. Always here, man. Appreciate everybody watching live, man. You guys are fucking amazing. Retweet the link. Let everybody know we are live. Get everybody you can. Get them in here. Get in the chat, man. You guys are fucking awesome. So last but not least.
Doritos.
Yeah, last but not least, Centurion, how your week been, brother? What you been up to, man?
Oh man, It's been a good week. Got a little bit of gaming in here and there, but I actually kind of didn't have too much time to game purely because I got to celebrate my 11-year wedding anniversary. So
congrats,
I
brother.
kind of took a step back, spent some time with the missus outside of work. And let me see, man. I mean, I got a couple Xbox cards. I'm definitely looking for some new games. I'm looking forward to. Didn't the Outriders demo start up on Thursday?
Yeah.
That's what we all mentioned.
That's what we all been playing. Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Welcome to the show, Centurion.
No,
His headset must have been off or something.
no, I suck at multitasking. I'm just typing in the computer, going, "Hey, everyone," and I'm sorry. No, but that's pretty much where my mind is the whole Outriders demo. And then I am also thinking about picking up let me see, I may have said this last week, but on PC, Second Extinction.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Like I because I know it's eventually coming to console, but I'm wanting it. This game actually looks good enough where I want to check this thing out because I know it's got controller support. So I thought, why not for $25? That one's kind of caught my eye too. But outside of just kind of occasionally logging into ESO just to collect my dailies, I haven't done nothing spectacular in gaming. I will definitely say that.
Well, awesome. Glad to have you here, man. I know you be busy most times. The hours be cranked up at work, but we appreciate you here, man. Hanging out with us, man. Chat's live. Let's get it, man. Let's dive right into the topic. So first thing we always do here, poll of the week, man. You guys know it. If you're new here, man, something we do here on Twitter. Follow me below. All of the information is down there. We talk about the poll here on the shop every Saturday. So poll of the week this week was with Bethesda deal closing soon. Which new studio are you most excited about going forward and why? So I had a couple different options. So I had id Games, Arcane Games, Bethesda, and then Machine Games. So out of those four options, Bethesda actually was the runaway choice, 40%. Then was id Games, 24%. Then Arcane Games and 19, Machine Games lasted 17%. So we're gonna start with you on this one, Centurion. Just get your opinion on, out of those options, man, which one would you choose or and why?
For me, the one, I guess, that was option listed that really I'm looking forward to is what is coming out of Bethesda. I mean, there's some really nice titles that have come out of Bethesda over the years. I'm also under the assumption that Fallout and what's the other one? Elder Scrolls are underneath that whole umbrella of Bethesda, correct?
Yeah.
Or if they haven't transferred to another studio or anything like that. I'm just making sure my sources are all in line on saying that this is one of the reasons why I enjoy Bethesda, because I mean, I have dedicated many hours to these franchises. I've always stood by Bethesda this gen last gen now. I guess I'm a big Bethesda nut. I enjoy playing their games, and I still remember, I say this every time I think of Bethesda, I think of the first stage show I ever watched of theirs with Todd Fergus is his name?
Todd Howard.
Todd Howard. I always get names messed up. Todd Howard coming out on stage screaming, "Who's ready for some effing games?"
Nice. Okay, so Bethesda will be your choice. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Bethesda's a fantastic studio, fantastic dev publisher as well. Got a lot of great, iconic, huge titles. They've stumbled a bit last generation. A couple of the games didn't go so well for a lot of various different reasons, which would be a whole show if we got into that. So we're gonna go ahead and move on. I'm gonna throw this over to you, Pong. Which out of the four choices are you most excited for as far as games?
Well, you didn't have the right one on there, which is
here you go.
Okay, you didn't. I don't know how this is.
I wish there was an all of the above option, but I wasn't allowed to pin one in.
And you didn't even include Tango. And you didn't even have Tango in there. Are you kidding me right now?
You only get 4 on Twitter. I mean,
man, I'm telling you what. Okay, look, Bethesda for me as well. Obviously, I am a Todd Howard stan, so therefore, I got to go with Bethesda just because we are going to get a brand new IP in Starfield out of that studio from the man himself, one of the greatest creators in video game history.
This is a passion project for him too, I believe. He's a hands-on, like this is his baby.
this is his baby, and that it's going to be. Again, I don't care what it is. I'm just excited for it. I'm hyped for it. I can't wait to see it. And I'm even more hyped because I know it's going to be one of the first games that we do see, even potentially next month, as we're going to discuss coming up here. So I definitely have to say Bethesda, but in reality, it's every single one of those studios. Some of the most creative talent in the industry, all located underneath that ZeniMax umbrella. Which will now be underneath Xbox and Microsoft. It is going to be a glorious day when that ink dries and they make it official. So can't wait.
The whole idea that we're even having this conversation is crazy, Pong. We're really here. This is where we're at. This is where we're at with Xbox. It's crazy.
Unbelievable, man.
It's crazy.
Unbelievable.
I mean, it's crazy. It's insane the commitment the last three to 4 years from Microsoft doubling down on the brand Xbox and just so many different things, man. So I'm 100% with you on that. So we're gonna throw this over to you, Stag. Out of those 4 options, man, where you at?
Man, I thought you'd make me go last because I was going to be the quickest. But, like I said in the chat, I don't fucking care. I don't care.
Nice.
I just want to see what they are going to give us when it comes to anything. I mean, and I might not even be into whatever any of them launch, to be honest with you. You know, I mean, like, they'll probably be cool, but like, I've never been a Fallout guy, you know, and just I know, gasp. I know. I don't like the same games as everybody else.
Or we'll do it like Puss in Boots. Ooh,
I know, right?
That's not as taboo as you would think.
I know. I've tried multiple Fallout games, and I'm just like, yeah, it's
oh, dude, who wants to go out on after a busy day at work and has to go look for light bulbs because you want to make something at your home?
I don't like games that make me relive life. I mean, I'm just not a big fan of that. Like, anyways, no, I mean, I don't care who, what, why, when, or how. I just like seeing new IPs. So, I mean, you guys know that. I like seeing new games, new IPs. I'm not a huge fan of remasters and remakes. You guys know that, even though I'm sitting over here clamoring for Mass Effect. But I'm excited to see whatever they show us, to be honest with you. And I'm not worried about it, and I'm not going to fret. And I know I'm good for everybody that's excited about those companies and are hyped up. That's good for you. I love it. You know what I mean? But for me personally, I just want to see what they got, all of it. So
yeah, I mean, and I think we're all there. We're all there. I mean, some of us have some preferences, but I think we're all there.
It's just like none of those studios you listed do anything for me personally. So.
No, that's fair. That's fair. That's completely fair. You may not have any particular one that you're super excited about, and I mean, they have a ton of them to choose from. It's all, like I said, it's just crazy that we're even having this conversation. Like, this is insane.
Oh, legit.
Let's go ahead and throw this over to you. Last but not least, Fuzz, where you at on this, man? Out of the 4 choices, man, I feel like you're gonna pick something different. I don't think you're a Bethesda guy.
Yeah,
I mean,
I went with Arcane primarily because I would like to see play Grain 2, as well as Deathloop. Even though it's coming to PlayStation, I still want to play that. And they're also, I think they have like another team working on a new IP. So curious to see what they come up with. But all of that being said, I'm still looking forward to Starfield probably the most. But that's really the only thing from Bethesda I'm really looking forward to. But outside of that, Arcane is that studio that I'm anxious about.
I have a quick question because he just said Starfield as well. I got a quick question. So where did the idea that we're getting Starfield sooner than later come from?
What
I forget who started making rumors of it. It was like leaked pictures back in October.
I know, I saw those. I thought they put didn't he put those pictures out? That wasn't leaked, was it?
No, there
was leaked ones.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think The Verge just did an article that said that they had sources saying that they were confirming that they were shooting for a 2021 release just as of a few months ago. So,
okay.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
Are they doing some sort of contest too with the make your own aliens or charity or something?
Yep. The hype has already started. Everything's starting already. It's going to happen.
So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that game. You know, whenever they unveil it, which I guess is going to be an E3 event or maybe a little bit sooner, possibly, you know, Bethesda event coming up type of thing. Yeah, definitely looking forward to Starfield. That's it.
Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. So I mean, out of the choices for me, I I'm 100% honest with you. I mean, Bethesda's the obvious choice, but I mean, I like Arcane as well. I think they're very interesting. You know, they're doing Deathloop. Then obviously they do Doom. So I mean, that's just a really really strong dev. I mean, Jesus, it's really hard to say anybody. They make oh man, it's just tough. I mean, like you said, the best answer would be everybody. Just all of the above. To be 100% honest, it's so tough to pick either one. But yeah, so probably Bethesda. If I just had the gun to my head, pick one. Starfield's probably going to be amazing. Like they just reiterated, it's Todd's baby. And you know, I don't know. It's going to be so interesting to see. So I'm really 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 happy with the way things are going. So we'll just go ahead and keep things moving on to the next topic. Let me do a couple quick shout outs here in the chat. Shout out to Four Guys with Quarters. They just popped up in here. Zinc. Who else is in here? Mav. Everybody hanging out. Shonsu, Victor. PyCon, everybody hanging out in the chat. We appreciate you guys for supporting us here, man. Retweet that link, let everybody know we're live. So let's keep this thing moving. So this is a great segue actually into what we're going to be talking about next. So this is something that actually came up fairly recently. Now it was a bit left field. We hadn't necessarily. I don't think we started this conversation about there being some type of event for when this happens because I don't think we talked about it in that way, but some information potentially coming out about Xbox planning an event for Bethesda in March, potentially. When the situation, when their deal actually finalizes, I believe it's supposed to be March. When the deal finalizes, the ink dries, maybe there be some type of event, some type of show, kind of a welcome to Xbox kind of deal. So I just want to get you guys' opinion on that. We're going to shake things up a bit. We'll start with you on this one, Stag. Just get your opinion. And where you at on that, man? Have you heard about that? It kind of came out of nowhere.
I had my mic muted and I was reading something else. I wasn't even listening to you.
So no, essentially just the idea that we may have an event next month for the.
Yeah, I was just trying to find the topic so I'd know what you were talking about. All right, cool.
Got it.
Yeah. That should be great for all you guys, right? I mean, sounds like we're getting one from Bethesda. That's what we're talking about, right? The next month's event.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll be cool. Like, it'd be really interesting to see, you know, if the ink's dried, you know, and the EU's approved the deal and they can say whatever they need to say. But like I said, you know, about the previous topic, like I really don't care. I mean, it'll be fun to see if they have anything new for us to show, you know, or whatever. But like, yeah, I'm glad you went with me first because I really don't care. Like, I mean, it's
Get
just
it out the way.
man, you know me. I just want to see new games, and like, not only do I want to see new games, but I actually want to see those games in my home on my screens. You know, like games that keep getting pushed and pushed and pushed. That's fine. I'm actually getting to my backlog for a change, which is nice. But yeah, I've been hyped about so many games for so long that it's just like, man, are you gonna get me hyped about more shit? But okay, let's see. Let's have fun. I guess. I don't know. I don't have anything much to say about it, dude. Like, I feel like this is where we're at right now. I mean, I just saw a thing today that like there's pretty much E3 2021's canceled. So we're gonna get more of these events, you know, these online things going forward.
I hadn't seen that, but that's
I saw a thing about it today that like based on filings in LA County or some shit like that, that the event's basically canceled.
Oh man, they're dumpster diving out there for information. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not like, you know, it's not widely talked about, but I saw a thing today where it was just like all signs are pointing to, but yeah, I just want, I mean, like, look, I love the fact that, like, yeah, I figured E3 was done as well for this year because we're in no way, shape, or form ready to have that many people touching each other and touching the same stuff right now. It just, we're not. But, like, having events online and, you know, if it's Bethesda, if it's State of Play, or if it's anything from any of these companies, shit, even the shitty ones that EA puts out, it's still cool to see what they're working on and what we have coming in the future. And I always appreciate those things, no matter who it's from, you know? So, I mean, we're going to get into the State of Play later, and I have my thoughts on that, and we'll get there. But I still appreciate getting that information from these different companies. And it's always fun to see what they're working on, even if it's not something I'm interested in.
Yeah.
I'm still like, that's cool. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool to see. It just might not be something like, there's tons of games out there that I'm like, that shit's really cool, but it's not for me. So, but it's still fun to watch. It's still fun to see, and it's fun to watch the train wreck on fucking Twitter sometimes. I'll tell you what. So
Nice.
but yeah,
Nice. All right. Well, that's fair. There's nothing wrong with that at all, man. So just kind of leaving it open there. So let's go ahead and throw over to, we'll go with Pong on this one. Let's get your opinion, brother, on this this event that may or may not happen. Like I said, I don't think we had that particular conversation. Just about when this actual deal closes is going to happen. But it is interesting to think about that maybe there's some type of event, or potentially there could be. So where you at on this, Pong? Any water under the bridge here?
Nah. First of all, shout out to Fuzzy for agreeing with himself in the chat. That was absolutely beautiful. I look forward to the retweets of yourself and your own likes. I definitely, that's good, Fuzzy. Anyways, yeah.
You guys don't like your own tweets? Well, I mean, I thought.
Nope. I'm a traditionalist. Sorry, Stag. I don't do that.
You're doing it wrong.
That was great stuff. Anyways, as far as Bethesda goes, yeah, this is a huge deal. This is to be expected. Obviously, if you couldn't tell from my first response to your poll question, I am hyped beyond belief to get this deal done and over with, and to move forward, because as we've talked about previously in previous shows, I believe that this deal is the first domino that has to fall, and so they have to make a big deal out of this. This is one of the biggest purchases, if not the biggest purchase in the gaming industry, in the history of the gaming industry, right? So this is something that needs to be celebrated. I believe, okay, I'm going to preface this by saying I'm tempering my expectations, because as we've seen, when we get hyped for these types of events, no matter what it is, it tends to be a letdown because they don't always follow through. However, what I'm going to present to you is something that I believe should happen if I was running the ship, if I was Phil Spencer, okay? What needs to happen here is Microsoft needs to put ZeniMax Bethesda front and center on a stage and start imprinting into everyone's mind that they now are underneath the Microsoft umbrella. Because Bethesda holds such power as a name and all their other studios underneath, and I'm not going to slight those guys, but when I talk Bethesda, it's just because they are the main studio under ZeniMax. Bethesda's name holds so much power still to this day in this industry. And yeah, I know they've had a couple trips, maybe tarnished up that name a little bit with Fallout 76, and things like that. But overall, that name still does draw people in. And Microsoft needs to stamp it in everybody's brain that this is now ours. Okay. So they need to make sure that they are putting, I think it probably would work best if they have an interview style presentation between Todd Howard and Phil Spencer. Because they're such great friends outside of the industry, and just talk about, the relationship that they've built all these years, all these decades together.
That would be cool.
Yeah. And just talk about what it means for them to, be underneath one umbrella, right? And to join forces. I think that'd be sweet. And then I think they need to break down and have each studio, Arcane, Machine Games, all of those guys, Tango, have short clips, meeting some of the key figures in there, and just have them do short, little talks about what it means to them to now be underneath the Microsoft umbrella, right? And going forward, and how that'll help them, or whatever, the case may be.
That's not rare, because Ninja Theory, remember, had that video after they were acquired. They had a whole long YouTube video, like maybe 20 minutes long, about how it happened, why it happened, and what to expect going forward. So you think something along those lines?
Yep, exactly. And I think they need to make this a big presentation to show the world that here we are. We now have them. They're underneath our umbrella. Everybody's happy. And I don't care if you just say it's corporate speak. I don't care if you say, well, of course they are. It doesn't matter. What matters is what people perceive. So you got to get that out there in the wild, right? And then next up, what you got to do is what I would do, again, I'm not expecting all this, but this is what I would do, is you got to crush or answer all the questions about exclusivity. Okay, period. Because right after they announce this, the interviews are going to start coming. And it's not just going to be game journalists who are interviewing everybody. It's also going to be the Bloombergs. It's going to be the Forbes. It's going to be everybody, because this is a huge business deal. This is not just about games. But the first question, or maybe even the second question after they ask them how they feel, is going to be, what about the games? Are they exclusive? Right? And that they're going to get that over and over again. So I would personally take this time in this presentation to crush all of that and make your intentions clear. Now, again, I don't know if that's possible, because I don't know even if they know right now if every game is going to be. But they have to start at least somewhere. And I think that begins with Starfield. Okay. So if they're not going to announce that every game is going to be exclusive, then they have to make it clear that Starfield is theirs. And I think that's when you bring Todd out, whatever kind of video format, stage, whatever, and do a small little presentation and say, hey, I know you guys are excited about this deal. I'm excited about this deal. I'm also excited about my new game, Starfield. Maybe you heard about it. I haven't shown you much with it, but I want to give you another little glimpse into it, and then just do a short clip. I think they're going to hold the main stuff for a more E3 presentation later in the year, summertime. But I think they give them a short clip and say, Todd's going to be saying, hey, this is my baby. This is Starfield. Here it is. Here's a little glimpse. I'm going to show you more down the road, but we're excited to have this on and only on the Xbox ecosystem, right? And just make that clear from the get-go. I think that makes a huge impression. And I think they need to start changing this whole narrative that we have going on within the community, within the media, that if Sony or Nintendo had done a deal like this, there'd be no questions about exclusivity, right? It's always Microsoft. Is Microsoft going to let the games go on other consoles or other platforms? Or what are they going to do? It's always a question. They need to start knocking that down and putting it to rest. Also, the second narrative is Xbox has no games. They have a huge opportunity right now to establish that they have games, and they have games galore coming, and ZeniMax is going to be a big part of that in the future. So I think that's what they need to do with this presentation. I think giving us a roadmap. I don't think they're going to reveal an entire roadmap, but I think for their base, we've been craving for news or information on how they're going to start getting these games out to us and what time frames we're looking at. So I think a small little roadmap of maybe some of the exciting games coming up from ZeniMax, lay it out a little bit. Give us a little glimpse into what you're doing. That's what I would do personally. This is a huge deal, and I hope they make it a big deal. I know with the way things are in the world right now, it makes it a lot harder to do that kind of stuff, but I hope they learned from last year and they realize that this is special enough that they have to put a lot of effort into this one and just say, hey, world, guess what? ZeniMax is now here underneath the Microsoft Xbox umbrella. Get used to it. And that's what I want to see.
All right, cool. So I don't know how you follow that up, Fuzz. It's on you. I don't know how you follow that up, but
see, that's why I didn't have anything to say, because I knew Pong had it covered.
No, it's. I mean, a lot of people, there's some people with different opinions on how strong that message should come off for Xbox. Phil's always been a bit bipartisan. He doesn't really choose to be the. I don't know. I mean, I guess as shrewd as he possibly could be in his position. So he's always been a bit. So I don't know if they're going to come off that strong, but it would be a change of pace if we did get it. But let's go ahead and throw this over to you, Fuzz. Just where you at on this, man? With this deal happening, potentially next month being all finished up. Where do you think we're going to get? Maybe a show, maybe not?
Well, I definitely want to say Pong nailed it as far as everything from getting the message out, being in front of will these games come to PlayStation? Will these games be exclusive? That has to be possibly, other than just, announcing or not announcing, but, talking about the finalization of, ZeniMax and Bethesda being under the Microsoft Studios umbrella or Xbox Studios umbrella. Get in front of that wave of questions and hate on social media from other platforms, like, why are you doing this to us? Why are you taking games away from us? You said you'd never do that. So I think they just have to kind of put a nail in that before put a pin in it, as you say, before it even gets any bigger than what it already is, because they've already been bombarded with that question, prior to the ink being dried. So they got to focus on that. They also need to work on whatever games is in Bethesda or ZeniMax's back catalog, getting more of those into Game Pass, and how things moving forward, whether it be DLC or expansions and things like that, are going to start rolling in. But I think the big thing is next month. I think there's going to be a lot of hurt feelings out there. Just I guess I could put it this way.
Fuzzy, their feelings are already hurt. It's just going to get worse.
Well, the gamer side of me, I don't really care, because I already have Game Pass. I have both consoles, so either way you look at it, I have access to those games. Now, unfortunately, for those that are only able to choose one console,
No, not only able to as well. Sometimes they choose to only pick
I mean, if you play on the wrong box,
Anyway, go ahead. I don't want to hijack.
No, but for those that are only going to be on one particular platform that doesn't happen to be Xbox or have access to Game Pass, I think they're just going to be in for some bad news. Other than existing online games for multiplayer and so forth, and crossplay and such.
Fuzzy, you're wrong though, Fuzzy. They're all going to be playing on their high-end PCs instead of getting Xboxes. I mean, right? All those PlayStation guys have high-end PCs. That's what I keep hearing on them streets. So
one cool thing though, even for those that don't have high-end PCs with Xbox Game Pass streaming coming to PC, they could have like that HP from 1998 and still has
iPhones,
Windows
right?
95 on it or something like that.
They can play that shit on the cloud on their iPhone. They'll be good.
So, but I just think they need to, like Pong said, get ahead of the news story, put it to rest, let everybody know where they can access these games, and it should basically be just within things that have access to Game Pass, or like they've done with some of their other games being on Steam, and go from there. But that's basically it. I would like to see some gameplay stuff or some unveilings or a little bit more detail on Starfield, but I can also wait until it's closer to being released. Like if they wait until E3 time in June or something like that and say, hey, download today, I'm fine with that too.
Okay. Well, this has been kind of going back and forth with me about, the idea that this deal is coming to an end soon, as far as it's happening, the deal is going to be done very soon. And the whole event, the idea of the event, but I just don't know. I don't know if we're going to get all of the information that we seek now. We may get it in pieces. Like, I feel like we're going to get something once the deal is done, but I don't know if it'll be what everybody wants them to do. I think they may just celebrate the fact that these two, after all, all these years of this huge partnership coming together. I just don't know if that's going to yield a ton of information that people are looking for. Like specifically if these games are going to be exclusive or not.
And that's the whole thing, PTK. And sorry to interrupt you, but that's the whole thing is, like, we don't know how many shows they've got planned this year. But another interesting part of this, and this isn't just the whole ZeniMax thing, is that Microsoft is going to have a challenge going forward, making sure that all these games that they now have lined up coming out in the next, this year, next year, and so on, are all given the proper spotlight. And so they're going to have to take each and every opportunity, I believe, to at least show something, to make sure that they have enough time to show everybody all of this content that they're going to be coming out with. We're not even talking about the third-party deals or the indies, right? We're just talking about the big games here, right? And so it's kind of crazy to think about, like, now that they have this many studios and this kind of lineup coming down the road, they really are going to have to think of a way.
Yeah, we hadn't even got to Halo yet.
To get this information out there in a timely fashion and let people know these games are coming. So every little opportunity, I think they need to take. So
yeah, no, I agree. I just feel like it may be a slow burn. I don't know. the brush fire everybody wants,
Yeah.
as far as information.
Oh,
right
absolutely.
away, at least. I think they're going to I think the first thing is they're going to celebrate the acquisition. I can see maybe not necessarily an event, but some type of maybe newsletter, a blog post, something like that, talking about the acquisition and the history. I would like what you said. That's a great fucking idea, Pong. Some type of just a one-on-one video with Phil and Todd, just one-on-one, mano a mano. Like they're sitting at a bar just talking about the history, talking about the friendship, how it all led up, like this acquisition kind of led up over time, and what the expectations are going forward. I think even if they don't speak specifically in that conversation, I think the fact that we get some type of maybe a roadmap and maybe an idea of how strong this partnership really is.
Right.
Because some people are still even after the ink dries, I still feel like some people are going to question the strength of the partnership and how much does Xbox really have like their hands in the dealings of Bethesda. Although
at the end of the day, no matter what they say, how they present it, when they present it, or how amazing it is, Xbox can't do anything right when it comes to this, to be honest with you. I mean, sure, it will be right and it'll be awesome, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, I'm a glass half full kind of guy.
No, I know. But like, let's just be real here. There's some of us obviously here that are going to be like, fuck yeah. But there's a freaking very loud vocal minority that's going to be like, they screwed up again. And they always do, no matter what rolls out.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Like, Xbox is, we've talked about it before, but they always continually seem to be in this position of damned if they do and damned if they don't. So,
and we've talked about
with the gaming community.
Yeah, we've talked about that position as well, and it's crazy because it feels that way because we're so close to everything. Like when we do this show, we're in the community, we see the tweets, we're connected to even some of these devs. Like we have access to some of these people, and we get information, we have these conversations. So it always feels like that. I don't know if it really is because I've been so in the community for a long time now. So I just I don't know how it feels outside of that because we're the small vocal minority. I think we forget that. We do have a big influence though on like things that happen, as you can clearly see, being on Twitter and being part of, when things happen on.
I think most people just want to have fun playing video games. They don't care about the rest of the shit.
No, absolutely.
It's just so freaking loud.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. So, let me not hijack us here. Where are we at? I know, Centurion was up. I believe Centurion. It's on you, brother.
Well, my clear answer will be whatever Microsoft does will in the end benefit me as a gamer, regardless if I cannot see the bigger picture because I'm not sitting there at the board table kicking it. This whole exclusive, non-exclusive debate, all I could say is Microsoft is going to be extremely strategic on what gets put over there, and they're going to have a reason why, and then obviously there's going to be more exclusives over here, but I already know in my head that occasionally there's going to be a title that ends up on someone else's platform, and I'm not going to lose my mind over it or anything like that. I'm just going to continue playing games because that's what I enjoy doing. I don't have time to we'll use Deathloop, for example, a game that is actually technically exclusive. Might check it out, might not. It didn't really hit a chord for me. I just want to point. Let's just put it this way. I don't see a game that is going to get my attention basically being exclusive. I mean, going over there very often, if ever. Because I know Microsoft is going to want to keep games that are going to have a large amount of hype behind them, exclusive as much as they can. Other games, it's kind of like the idea of you don't want to what's wrong with Microsoft basically bringing in more money into the Xbox ecosystem by putting their games on other platforms, thus help fueling the monster that they've created in 20-some studios. And by feeding this monster with more revenue, us Xbox ecosystem gamers are going to benefit in the end, like I said, even if we can't see the grand scheme of things. Moving on to the Bethesda event, I I think there was a tweet floating around on Twitter about somebody said something about like even March 23rd, March 29th, somewhere around
I'm
there.
not sure. I hadn't seen that, but maybe.
Well, it's kind of funny. Sometimes when you see them, you want to tweet it, but then you're like, I don't know if that person's really telling the truth or not. So I'm not going to be perpetuating somebody like that. So I was the date that I saw at least floating around on Twitter. But I like Clobreel, what he said, that we should be a little reserved. If there is an event in March, it's not going to be probably on the scale of like a big E3 where they're revealing games, this, that, and the other. I'm pretty sure there might be some info there on a couple games, on the future of them and what's really going on. That's probably going to be some titles that are going to be very recent. But for the most part, I like how, I guess the best way to relate it was, does anybody remember the last time we heard from Ninja Theory?
No, it's. I mean, shit. VG.
Well, the reason why nobody
about a month
remembers is
ago.
because the VGA is the one that everybody remembers. Fuzzy's going to talk about the one from a month ago. Right? You know the one I'm talking about, where it was more of like a developer video.
Mara.
Yeah, it was basically more like a developer video and how they're, expanding the technology for Project Mara and wanting to do this, that, and the other with LiDAR. So that's where they, at least, we'll just say Clobreel, Hazador, those guys kind of down the direction of this is probably what we're going to see in the Bethesda side of things and a Bethesda event is what some of the future projects these studios have been working on. We all know that they've been cooking up a new game engine supposedly because it needs to basically fuel the new Fallout games, the new Elder Scrolls games, a good plethora of games. They've been running off of an engine for a very long time. I am very excited about the games. I will say that. But Bethesda as a whole, as a company, I also kind of, forgive me, want to kind of see what they're doing, what they've been working on in the background, because I have been making jokes over the years that the Bethesda engine feels a little old. There's always bugs and it's a little glitchy, and it can use a little bit of an overhaul. And I would, right now, I would be more interested in hearing if they're overhauling the game engine at Bethesda more than exactly, what game is going where. Does that make sense?
Yep, they're overhauled.
See, that's where it's like, I would rather sit down and watch a developer video on like what I'm going to get for my money on the Series X or the PS5 or whatever console you invest in on what you're going to get for a new game engine, like Halo for Halo Infinite with the new, I always get it wrong. Slipspace.
Yeah, Slipspace engine.
Slipspace. I would love to know what's going on with that engine. We've heard a lot about Halo Infinite. I would love to know what that engine is going to do for me as a gamer going forward. Like, and were you going to get like ray tracing? What kind of resolutions are we talking about? Stuff like that. Forgive me, that's where I nerd out. But that's where I'm looking forward to what Bethesda is going to reveal for the future. Because, yeah, we see games every single day. But to me, my love for Bethesda is I've paid enough attention to where I feel like a lot of the games that are coming out of Bethesda inherently all look the same. And I'm really ready for Bethesda to kind of drop a new game engine on us to kind of make that next leap.
Okay. All right. Well, that was a great conversation wrapping that particular topic up. Once again, everybody, this is something we're going to be keeping a close eye on as this deal finalizes. We're going to keep an eye on it because, I mean, when that bomb drops, I mean, when that happens and things start rolling, like Pong eloquently said earlier, that first domino falls, I feel like we're going to get a big rush of news within the coming months. But let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. Shout out to everybody watching live. Shout out to John, Mark, Justin. I saw Caitlin, everybody hanging out live in the chat. Man, we appreciate you guys so much, man. Everybody just chilling. So let's move on, man. We're going to be talking a little about the Sony State of Play event that happened just recently. So I was working and / watching the event or trying to. I didn't catch everything. I did see some of what they showed essentially. So just to get mine out of the way here, solid show. I'm a sucker for variety, and I like to see different things from companies. And that was a big takeaway, even from the showcases we got. We got last year from Xbox and Sony. The variety in the showcases, small, medium-sized game, large games, and they did show a little bit of everything at the show. No major announcements, at least for me, But I think Tina, in my opinion, stole the show. The game looks phenomenal. I did recently find out as well that I believe that's a time exclusive. Not sure how long, so maybe something we see on Xbox in a year or two. Who knows? But it was a good show. I mean, I don't really have much to say. Um, it is what it is. It didn't blow my socks off, but it was a solid show. So we actually want to start with you on this. Was what do you think of the state of play? What did you get from it?
There was basically like 3 games on there that caught my attention. Two of them I already knew about, but one of them being Deathloop, because I just like that concept, almost like a Groundhog's Day, and you're basically trying to kill somebody before they kill you, or before another person kills you, type of deal. Which the art style is kind of cool, kind of like a 60s 70s kind of mix to it, but I'm hoping I'm SIFU, the karate game that I guess each time you get older, so it's almost like there was another game that was like that
the Matrix
recently.
Is he doing that?
We're losing you,
Like
Buzz.
The Matrix
You're
is fucking
botting.
with you.
I think they're letting
Can
another
you hear
dude
me?
out of their biotube.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
You there?
Yep.
All right.
Buzz, can you hear us?
Yeah, although you started am I botting or something?
Oh.
Or?
Yeah, you're botting bad.
Yeah.
Okay, let me jump
I
out.
think the
and jump
Decepticons
back
are
in.
outside jacking into your internet line.
Give us more
Yeah,
Fortress
jump in,
skins.
jump out, jump back.
Okay. All right. Let me. Hold on, guys. Oh, wait on. So go ahead, Pong. I mean, we'll go ahead and rock with you while we're waiting on for us to get
Yeah,
back.
no problem. Yeah, absolutely. I like the state of play. Again, no triple A's. Their selection was a little strange. Obviously, to lead with Crash, which all the information about those updates and stuff have kind of already been out there, was a little bit head scratching for me. But overall, I did enjoy it. Again, I've learned to temper my expectations when it comes to this stuff. So all those famous insiders out there claiming we're going to get all this crazy stuff, I mean, once again, that didn't come to fruition. So for me, I enjoyed Kena, however you want to say it.
Yeah, that game, bro. Every time,
Yeah.
the more and more I see it. When I first saw it, I felt some type of way. It caught me right away. But after
Yep.
seeing it, it looks so good.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
It looks like an animated movie. And I can't wait to get my hands on it. Again, that was the other cool part about the state of play, as we were talking in the green room. For me, I think over half of these we know are probably coming to Xbox, so it was kind of an Xbox display as well. I mean, I know they're timed exclusives, and we might not see them for a year or so, but for me, I was kind of watching it, just looking in the future. None of them are going to make me run out and get a PS5, obviously. But Kena, definitely a highlight. Sifu definitely looked cool. I love the concept of that, the close quarters martial arts, and how, I want to see more on this aging process that he goes through each time he dies. But, I kind of read up on it a little bit, and he gets to actually learn more techniques as you go through the game. So that'll be kind of cool. And then Deathloop, as Fuzzy was just talking about. Deathloop for me was, I love Arcane, so it was already on my radar, but I was kind of up in the air. But what they showed during the state of play actually probably should have been what they showed the first time around. I think they would have grabbed excuse me. Wow. I think they would have grabbed more people up front had they showed that exact same footage up front. I really enjoyed it. The music is incredible. Like, I want the soundtrack now. That James Bond. I mean, it just grabbed and just really built a lot of atmosphere in there. Solar Ash, the game from Annapurna, Looked really good as an indie. I'm definitely curious about getting my hands on that at some point as well. So I think overall it was a good showing. I mean, again, there were some head scratchers in there. How much more Oddworld do we need to see at this point?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that was a bit. But they had, I guess, a new character for Final Fantasy as well.
Yeah. And Final Fantasy, I don't talk about. That was strange. Yeah, Final Fantasy, I don't talk about until they give me the full game, and I don't care what anybody says. It's not a full game. They're selling you pieces of a game, whatever. Once it's fully all together, talk to me about it. So whatever. But no, I think it was good showing.
All right, we'll try and bounce this back to Fuzz. Where you at, Fuzz? You good now?
I think so. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, that's a lot better.
I think Division was eating up more of my internet or something in the background, so do apologize. But back to what I was saying, 3 standouts for me. Deathloop, which I don't know if I'm going to wait until it comes to Xbox. I'll probably just pick it up on PlayStation and then play it again on Xbox when it hits Game Pass or something. But Sifu, the whole aging process thing. I thought there was like another like Souls type game where each time you die you got older too, but you got more skills. Or
Chronos to you on the ashes. Yeah, you die, you age a year.
Yeah, so but that martial arts aspect of it, I want more games like this where there's more like close combat, martial arts, hand-to-hand combat type of deal, and then Bridge of Spirits, that to me was the highlight of when PlayStation. Yeah, that was the highlight of when PlayStation, even not just for that show, but when they even showed it the first
showcase,
time around.
Yep, that and Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, that game to me was the equivalent of the Unreal Engine 5 being turned into a game. Yeah, it's not like for like as far as look, but some of the aspects of it seem awfully similar. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's just I was hoping it was going to be sooner than August, but I guess I'll wait. But they got to get that space figured out in the meantime, because like right now, you can't put PS5 games on the extended hard drive, and some of the remastered PS4
I almost
games.
made that a topic, Fuzz. I almost did.
Yeah,
we'll get into that at some point, but yeah.
I mean, it's great for them to show more games, but yeah, I know you could always delete the game and download it. And yes, I have gig internet, but I hate re-downloading stuff, because if you're trying to play the game or play a online game and download a game at the same time, that download takes twice as long, no matter gig or not. So I don't know. But aside from that, Kina, Bridge of Spirits, Sifu, and then Deathloop. Those are the standouts. Everything else, I'll pass.
Okay.
I got to say, Returnal definitely looked better.
It looked good. Great. No, Returnal looked good.
Returnal looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks great.
I don't know if it's going to be a game for me when I do get my PS5, but I know I'm going to try it just because what they showed and expanded upon definitely grabbed my attention more than the first.
I got Recore vibes. And let us know, chat. Let us know if that's off base. We were talking about this pre-game. I got Recore vibes from. It looks better.
The way the character moved around too.
Exactly.
A little bit of Mass Effect too, because how you've got the jetpack, you can like jump up and slide.
A little
around.
Anthem. Would you say a little Anthem?
A little Anthem. A little Mass Effect. We already got it in. We got it in before the end of the show, man. We almost made it this week.
It shall live on.
The show must go on, guys. Even if they aren't going to redo the game.
Returnal, that was a definite one. I forgot. Thank you, Pong, for reminding me.
Yeah, no problem. I remembered it after I spoke too. Yeah, no, I remembered it right after I got done speaking. I'm like, God damn.
I was going to talk about it, but now I'm not gonna.
You go ahead, Stag. You talk about it.
Yeah, it's on you anyway, Stag.
Are you done, Fuzz?
Yes, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I didn't watch the State of Play till tonight, like an hour before the show, and as everybody on the panel can attest, the first thing I asked was, did they really just lead with Crash? And
he did.
They're all like, yes, they did. And I was like, I thought nobody wanted to play cartoony games anymore. So it was really interesting to me that they led not only with a cartoony game, but a last gen game, excuse me. So that was a little like, That's a interesting.
Are
way
you
to-
saying people play old games too, Stag?
I'm saying I believe in generations. I disagree with you, Other Zinc. The way the character moved in Returnal, if you take a look at like the jetpack kind of action, where like so in Mass Effect, when you want to like zoom forward or something, you can press like the right bump. There was that feature when they were battling enemies in Returnal. Now Returnal looked really cool. That was I actually said in the chat that like in our private DM whatever thingamabobber that we have that what did I say? I'm trying to find it real quick. Sorry, excuse me. That Returnal looked like honestly Returnal might be the reason I get a PS5. I didn't say that in the chat, but that might be the thing that would get me to get a PS5. But like really feel like it was a decent state of play. It wasn't great. And I really, really feel like if that was an Xbox show, we'd still be hearing shit about it. Like it would have just gotten shit all over and how poor of a showing it was. But I really, really like the look of Kenna. I know we've covered that. I think everybody's really in it. I mean, I joked around in pre-funk and I was like, are we calling it Cameo? Because it does kind of remind me of that game a little bit. I mean, Cameo was not as dark as Kenna looks, and that Sifu looks really good. And Returnal definitely has me hyped. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna rush out and get it because I'm definitely not rushing out to get a PS5 because, I mean, I said it in my post. Like, until they fix that memory expansion issue, sure, you can delete a game and reinstall. Because I'm like, same thing with my Xbox. I don't have my Series X. I don't have the SSD, the little memory card thing. Yeah, and you can. But I'm only playing like 1 or 2 games. I'm not installing a lot on my Series X, so I could see myself doing potentially the same thing if I had a PS5, but I'm perfectly happy with my PS4 Pro right now. But until they fix that and like the stuff I've seen, I'm not in a rush.
Okay, no, that's
fair. You need to fix that. They need to fix that. I mean, I know they didn't talk about that. That's not what the show was about. But you're staggered by my reaction. Sorry. But like I have always loved the Oddworld series. I actually what I love about not watching the shows live, I do it with the Xbox shows too, is if I don't care, I'm gonna skip right past that shit. Like I like Oddworld, but we all know what we're getting from Oddworld. You know what I mean? Like it's the same. The story's gonna be different, but it's Oddworld. You know, and I skip
every one of their shows.
Yeah, and I skipped Deathloop because I've seen enough on it. You know what I mean? But like I watched the stuff and then did we not talk about the new Rocket Arena game? What's that fucking called? And what the hell is that all about? Like seriously, what Knockout City Dodgeball? Are you really? I honestly feel like that game's gonna flop super fast. Like I don't see that being that hyped. But I don't think the show was that great. I thought it was a good show. I've seen people just like get boners over it, and I'm like, you guys are just seriously like delusional if you think that was like the best show Sony's ever had. But yeah, like I definitely look forward to like I'm worried that Returnal is going to be like too hard for me, like if you know what I'm trying to say. Like I'll be the first person to be like, oh, there's an easy setting and I'm not going to get penalized for it. Sign me the fuck up.
That's where I'm at too, Stag.
Yeah, I mean, like I did it with the Outriders demo. Like I played it and I let it, because it progresses you through the world tiers, and there was like a boss I couldn't beat, and so I'm like, I'm gonna put this back on tier 1 and go make that motherfucker look silly, and I did, and I loved it. Like most of these games I play these days, like, look, I know people love playing on hard difficulties, but I'm here for the story. I'm here for the experience, and I just want to like have that good time, experience the game, and then move on to the next one because there's so many of them out there. Luckily, I don't care about achievements or trophies anymore, so I can do that. But I think both systems need to show us some good shit because they're not doing it right now. You know what I mean? There's not a lot for both systems either. So
Amen.
You know,
They need to start showing stuff. Though.
Devs and shit haven't had these consoles or this technology long enough to show us a bunch of stuff, and people just need to relax.
Too bad.
It'll happen.
Give me screenshots.
give me CGI, goddamn it, and computer. Give me all that stuff that on your 3090, bro. Come on, let's do it.
Too much. So let's go ahead and get this over to Centurion so we can wrap this thing up and move on to the next topic. But Centurion, it's on you, brother.
Man, where do I get to go? What do I get to talk about that you guys already don't mention? Also, I don't know where Stagger hangs out on Twitter, but if he's seeing people getting boners over the PS5 event or this PlayStation State of Play event, I want to make sure that
I'm a macaroni and cheese lover. He loved it.
Well,
that doesn't count, though.
No, all I know is if
I saw some other people that thought the same thing. I'm just saying, I know reality people didn't get a boner, but you know.
Hey, okay. Centurion,
Yo.
Nobody talked about Five Nights at Freddy's, so you can go ahead.
There you go. Yeah.
I'll talk about something
that GTA 5 was missing.
GTA 5 was missing, correct? No, let's really kind of hit something that kind of piqued my interest here. Okay, so for starters, the Crash Bandicoot thing. There was one thing that I feel like a lot of people are over missing that I feel kind of made me I haven't bought it yet, so. This PS5 upgrade takes advantage of the technology in the controller, which basically changes the experience of the game. If you think I'm not touting PS5, there's a reason why though that Microsoft was looking into the technology in the PS5 controller, because in the update for the Crash Bandicoot game, they are going to use more of the feature set in the PlayStation controller or the PS5 controller, anyways. And that I was like, oh, that's cool. So they're going to want to, is it something I might want to check out? I don't know. I haven't bought the game yet, but I'm also not looking to buy the game either, because I have the other games in my backlog on my Xbox. And the other game, I guess, because you guys named all the new games that kind of piqued my interest with Kena, Returnal. The other one was the Final Fantasy, I guess, update that's going to occur in June, on June 10th.
Yeah, that's a character, I believe.
So I haven't played this game yet. And now this is where I'm at least a little, I want to say, concerned. We all know at the end of what they said at the Crash Bandicoot upgrade, with the Crash Bandicoot upgrade for next gen, air quotation marks, that info on how did he say it? PS5 upgrades would be available. Basically, did not say you're getting it for free. That you're going to have to basically there's going to be some options on getting this upgrade for PS5, which I think is very crappy. And does that mean this is also going to happen with this Final Fantasy game? I just bought this game technically a few months ago for Black Friday, and I did plan to play it on my PS5. Now, does this mean I get this resolution upgrade or this patch, whatever you want to call it, free of charge? Or is this something I'm going to have to pay for? Those are some of my questions. At least I walked away from the show, besides being hyped for some other games.
Okay. All right. Well, no, that's pretty fair. Once again, I think overall, everybody, it was a solid show. I don't think anybody here was extremely disappointed in the show. Just because, ultimately, at the end of the day, we don't know. Neither company has really shown their hand as of yet. Still so much to so much to see, so much to happen. So as the year goes on,
so much to cool down.
Yeah,
there's no hands to show because neither of them really have anything yet. Nothing too big yet.
Yeah, to be honest with you. So we don't know what's going on in the next couple months. So we'll see.
Unless it's Nintendo and you want $60 games, then you're good to go.
But let's go ahead and move on to the final topic on the podcast, man. Shout out to everybody watching live right now, hanging out with us in the chat. We appreciate you guys so much. Shout out to Emil, Dova. I saw you hanging out in here. Let me just go up a little bit. Vic again. Everybody, Zinc, Crazy, Greek. Appreciate all you guys, man, here every single week. So let's dive into the last one. This actually comes from, Stag. So Stag actually contributing to the podcast topics, man. It's
my last time ever doing it.
First and only time.
I'm done.
What? No, but this fun topic, though. Fun topic. Because it's actually, I never thought about it But it's actually pretty cool. So we'll start with you on this one, Stag. But essentially, if is a game broken is if trophies and Cheevos don't work. Is that considered a broken game? So we're gonna start with Stag on this one because he actually posed a question, and I'm sure you've been pondering this. But yeah, we'll start with you on this one, Stag.
Oh man. So how this started was I posted a screenshot of Chronos before, or the Ashes or whatever that game's called, and I'm playing that right now. And somebody commented, "Oh, that game, I'd love to play it, but it has a broken achievement." And I'm like, that doesn't take away from the experience of the game. It's one of those achievements that's continually broken on Xbox, because it's one of those ones where it's the unlock all the other achievements to get this achievement. And those ones seem to continually be broken on Xbox, specifically because that's a lazy dev basically porting over their list from the PlayStation, and that achievement was actually a platinum on PlayStation. Now, I will preface all of this with, I don't think the game is broken per se. Like, the gameplay is fine, okay? But the reality is, both Sony and Microsoft, Xbox, however you want to say it, it is in the contract that achievements and trophies need to work. So technically the coding is broken if it doesn't unlock the right way. But like, then there's that whole, like, we can go down the freaking path of discontinued achievements because online servers are no longer up and stuff like that. But that's a different subject.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, so the poll's still up. I haven't checked it, but last I checked, it's trending almost 60% of people saying yes, the game is broken. I think the larger issue is, okay, so I can agree to disagree, but still agree that yes, based on guidelines set up by both companies, that technically it is broken in the sense of coding, that it doesn't stop you from enjoying the game or the gameplay or the story the way it was intended to be played without your completion ratio. And that's a whole other subject, is the people that are like, there's a whole subset of gamers out there that don't really play games to experience the worlds as much as they do for that, like, completion percentage. Now,
Yeah.
like, this achievement and trophy system, like, they can say till they're blue in the face, was created to enhance our experience. Bullshit. I love achievements. We all know that. But those systems were created to feed our addictive personalities and to get us to spend more money. That's the only reason at the end of the day that the achievement system and the trophy system exists, is to get us to spend more money. They wouldn't have it if it didn't work. If we weren't spending more money and nobody cared about those two systems, it would have been dropped on the, not current gen, but after the 360 gen. You know what I mean? The Xbox One gen and PS4 gen. They would have gotten rid of it if nobody cared for it. If it didn't generate income, it would have been gotten rid of. But yeah, I mean, like Dova said, I also remember games before achievements and trophies, and you played just to play. So I can see it bugs me when people are like, I'm not going to play a game because I can't 100% the achievement list. And I'm like, but you're preventing yourself from experiencing something that could possibly be amazing. You know what I mean? Like, just because you can only get 99 out of 100 on it, you know, it really bugs me. I mean, somebody posed the argument to me like, well, say the game works perfectly fine and you can complete the campaign, but there's a side mission in the game that's broken and you can't do it. Is that game broken? I was like, well, I mean, yes, but I can still complete the game.
That's exactly what happened to me in Mass Effect Andromeda, and I had my counter stuck at 99% game completion.
I have a game, Borderlands 1. Man, I loved Borderlands when it first came out. I was a huge fan of that series. I have all but one achievement on that game, and I have the one where it's unlock all the areas, and I don't even want to tell you guys how many hours I have spent just going over every inch of that game, and multiple gamers like, hey, I know what you're missing, let's go here. Like, I've covered every inch of that world multiple times, and that achievement will not unlock for me, and it pisses me off to no end. glitch
Yeah.
achievements tick me off too. But I still don't think the game itself is broken, and you can still play the game and enjoy it. I know I've kind of gone off and long-winded here, but it really just bugs me that people have gotten to the point now that they won't play a game if they can't complete the achievement or get get it 100% achievements or get that platinum. Like I think personally, in my opinion, people are missing out on what gaming is in the sense. I mean, I know it's different for everybody, obviously, but this dynamic has changed. It's made a new subset of gamers, I guess you could say. And I really wish people would, I don't know, man, just experience the games because they're fun, not because of some silly thing that was generated. I mean, and it's so ironic that I'm saying this as a guy who has a million gamer score as well. I get it. I get the irony here. It's not lost on me. But I wish, but I've never let broken achievements stop me from playing anything either. Like, I don't care about my completion percentage. It's at like 40%. I could give two shits. I just want to play games and have fun. Yeah, I wanted the million because I was getting close, but it wasn't my, like, completions and achievements weren't my driving force. So I just want people to have fun and I mean, it's to some people getting those 100%, those are fun. You know, that's fun to them. I get that. So it's a tough subject, but for me, at the end of the day, I don't think the game itself is broken.
All right.
I guess I could have said that a lot quicker.
No, it's all good. it's all good. So
I'm a little passionate about that subject. So,
no,
I mean, I could spend an hour talking about that probably.
No,
but
for sure. But no, listen. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this over to you, Pong, just to go ahead and just get your opinion on that particular question. You know, where you at on that?
I think. I mean, this topic kind of threw me off because I'm like, what? I didn't even know this was actually like a thing. So
yeah,
you know, when I saw
it's actually a lot bigger than a lot of people think.
Yeah, and that's what's kind of crazy because I guess for me, especially growing up without achievements and trophies, like to me, I enjoy trophies. I mean, it's one of the great, or I enjoy achievements. It's one of the greatest sounds in the world to hear, right?
Oh my God, right?
Yeah, exactly. And Stag, you're spot on with why they created it, right? So I actually want them to expand it a little bit more. But the fact is that I really don't care. I mean, it's not like I'm a hunter and I don't care about my score per se. If there's a game I'm really enjoying and want to go the extra mile, do I look at the achievements and say, hey, I'm gonna go get this one done? Absolutely, of course I do. It adds a little extra to the game. So I guess technically speaking, yes, you could say from a technical standpoint, if that's part of the game, then the game is broken if it doesn't pop. However, me personally, I don't care, and it doesn't take away from the enjoyment of the game. It's not like I sit there and stew if an achievement doesn't pop. I kind of got used to it. There's plenty of games that's happened on, or you turn it off and you fire it back up and it finally pops for you. So for me, it's not that big a deal. It's not going to make me stop playing the game if I'm liking it. So from that standpoint, for me personally, it's not broken because it's not something that's going to make me want to just turn off the game, delete it, and never go back to it. So that's my short answer.
No, that's fair. I'm in the same boat as well. I mean, I'm a pretty simple person. I'm not that complicated. Like, I've never been an achievement hunter. I've never been into, having a, so like Pong said, if I'm into a game and it's that important to me and I'm playing it enough, I may take a look at the list. And if I'm close, if I happen to be close to a couple, I may intentionally.
And there's some really cool, like, imaginative achievements out
there.
Yeah,
no, that too.
In games. Like, sometimes you're like, oh, that's cool. I want to do that.
Yeah,
right.
It
adds to the game a little bit.
Exactly. It adds a bit of replayability, like built-in, like fake replayability, but it's still replayability nonetheless because you're spending more time playing the game, which means you may be spending some money or doing other things within the ecosystem. But either way, I'm in the same boat as Pong. I don't think the game is broken. It may be broken in the sense of you can't 100% complete it, but essentially you can still finish the game, play through it. It's playable. Which I think is more important.
Yeah, I think it actually is two different discussions.
Yeah, it really is. So you could split that conversation in half. But let's go ahead and throw this over to Centurion. Get your quick opinion on just is it broken or is it not broken if achievements or trophies don't work?
To me, it's not broken. I remember playing Sea of Thieves with no achievements and then turning it on one day, and for the next few minutes, pop, oh, there went one, pop, there goes another. Or I remember Dova said in there in the chat earlier, which had me laughing. Luckily, I had my mic muted. Master Chief Collection achievements popped over a year later while he was playing Forza. I've even seen some stuff like that happen where you're just like, I'm not even playing that game. What is going on? So some good times with achievements. This is why I've never taken them seriously until I started hanging out around people like Stagger and other gamers and listening to folks like
Slippery
Randall
slope,
Thor. Huh?
It's a slippery slope hanging out with me.
Oh God. You know, it could go the same way here, man. But yeah, for me,
Stagger
I guess I'm
playing
gonna
ESO on every platform coming soon.
What'd you say?
I said Stagger playing ESO on every platform coming soon.
Well, with what you know, I wouldn't be surprised if you all said you were gonna do it simultaneously live on stream. So definitely though, I'm gonna actually steal a page from Stagger here, which is funny. I hate to say I don't care, because every once in a while I will go out of my way. I remember the first I don't really 100% the games on achievements, and when I was playing, oh my god, Manhunter, not Manhunter. What's the one where you're a shark?
Yeah, that's
Maneater.
Maneater.
Yeah.
And I remember when I looked at the achievement list, I was like, oh my god, I'm like 3 achievements away from 100%ing this. I might as well do this. And ironically, I found myself swimming around all day long because the one achievement I couldn't unlock was one that involved exploring the entire map. And what it took to unlock the achievement, I thought was made me chuckle, because I had to watch a YouTube video. You apparently had to leap out of the water and push some button that was on top of a gate to unlock a gate that would basically make it to where you can move between 2 parts of the map very easily. As soon as I did this, the achievement unlocked. So I guess that's where I pretty much, one of the first times I ever tried to hunt down a game and 100% the achievements, I actually had a I don't want to call it glitched achievement, but technically I had explored the entire map. I just didn't open a gate. So I guess that's why I hold now to my opinion that I've never taken them seriously.
Okay. All right. So you're in the same boat as me and Pong then. We're just kind of, ho hum about the achievement. I've never been a big achievement hunter.
I'm not a big achievement hunter. Sometimes it gives you something to do.
No, absolutely. It absolutely adds additional value to the game. Like you said, every now and then I'll go off, I'll see one I'm maybe close to, and I'm like, okay, I could probably get that done tonight or in the next hour, or whatever the case may be. But
I would say, out of the, not to interrupt, I would say out of the achievements though, I liked it when they started doing the rares, like the diamond achievements.
Oh yeah, those are really nice.
That one, and when you sometimes, like when you play ESO, I've gotten some diamond achievements that like are like 0.63%.
Yeah, they're nice.
So I'm just like, yeah, no one's ever going to touch that.
Yeah, it kind of makes you feel a little bit special, which is kind of cool. So let's go ahead and throw this over to you, Fuzz. We're going to wrap this topic up so we can wrap the show up. But where you at on this, man? Cheevos not unlocking, trophies not unlocking. Is the game broken?
Back in the day, when I was just strictly on PlayStation, mainly PlayStation 3, I used to be all about the trophies when they first made them available. And then I had to change hard drives. And Capcom, SOBs over there, made it where your saves and achievements were tied to that hard drive. So if you didn't get the large hard drive and get-go, you were stuck. So like I lost a lot of my progress on Street Fighter, lost progress also on, I think it was Grand Theft Auto 4 and whatnot. So I kind of gave up on achievements and trophies at that point. Now that I'm mainly on Xbox, I try to, like, I have a goal. I want to get to at least 100,000 gamer score. I'm almost halfway there now.
I can get you there. Some shitty games.
See, I don't have. I want to get achievements in games I want to play, not just to get achievements type of thing. Like I know I wind up being hooked forever. Like exactly. Like if I got to the point where I'm playing the games that I don't really have interest in, but I'm playing them to get that score, I know my addictive behavior. I will probably fall in, and then you'll be like, oh
It's
wait,
a deep,
what is
it's
he
a deep
playing? Oh,
dark
he's
hole.
playing random games I've never heard of. Yeah,
He's playing Unicorn Princess. That's what he's fucking playing.
No, but for
actually a
me, for me, I look at it from my standpoint now, because I used to think I had OCD. I don't really have OCD. So unless you're a completionist type of person, which I can get on some of these open world games, like what was it, Assassin's Creed Origins, got everything 100% in that game, but didn't get all the achievements, but 100% in all the missions, the map, and whatnot. And when there's that break off between, okay, you did everything in the game, but you didn't get all the achievements because I didn't kill somebody while they were on fire with an arrow or something, or jump
While
down
standing
from a
upside
building.
down. Yeah,
I was
yeah,
even
yeah.
just complain. I hate it when like a game like Assassin's Creed, you literally go everywhere and there's not a damn achievement for it.
Yeah, so it's I feel as long as you can play the game, it's not broken. Yes, by the rules or regulations, what's stipulated per the contract, yeah, it's broken. But from my viewpoint, a broken game is one that's unplayable, or
It's easy.
and it's not even about getting to completion. It's like you're playing it and you fall through the map, or it crashes randomly millions of times, and that's not pointing the finger at a particular game. But there's been plenty of games that have had that at launch and then they fix some type of thing. But one that is still broken to this day type of deal, those are the ones I don't have time for. I would consider those broken. But achievements, there's many games that have glitched achievements for me. Like I should have 100% on Dying Light. There are 3 achievements that are all glitched out, and actually the one that most people get glitched out where they can't find any more Rise Men or something like that. I found a way to get them to continue to spawn, but I can't do the plumber thing where you jump down and hit somebody upside the head with a pipe. I did that multiple times. In fact, I did it during one of their season event things where you had like double damage, or you could kick zombies across the map type of thing. But yeah, as long as you can play the game, it's not broken.
I think there's like also a generational gap on that too.
Yeah,
to a degree,
I could totally,
because like a lot of us are old hacks where we grew up playing long before that was this achievement system was in place. Sorry, go ahead.
True. Yeah, I think actually my sons, they sometimes go for achievements, but they're not into it as much. They're just more so for getting like for Call of Duty and Warzone. They want all the skins. They want all.
Yeah, I was just gonna say they want more skins and shit for their cars and their guns and their whatevers. More Fortnite bucks, V-bucks. Excuse me.
But
mine, anyways. Yeah. But yeah, no, go ahead.
But I'm in the camp of it's not a broken game unless you can't play it. The achievements, they're a great add-on. But they're not the end all be all, at least for me anyway.
Okay. All right. Well, once again, chat, let us know how you guys feel about that last topic. That is going to go ahead and wrap.
I don't think they liked it, but that's okay.
No. That's going to go ahead and wrap up the show, man. Once again, another fire show, another amazing week. You guys are always here showing up, showing out with us. I know we didn't have the guests on, but we're going to get that all straightened up. I do plan on having a guest next week as well. And then probably the week after that. So we'll you guys, follow my information all below. But let's go ahead and just go around the panel here, let everybody know what's going on with them, where they can find you, where you guys can find them. Sorry, and we'll just go on from there. So we'll wrap this up with you, and we'll start with you, Pong. Appreciate you, man. Every week, newest member of the show, man. Thank you so much for being here every week. Let everybody know what's cooking up with you, man. What you got going, and where they can find you.
No other place I'd rather be, man. Tell you that much. Every Saturday night. With all of you crazies. So, another awesome show. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it every week doing this, and you guys continuing to show up. And again, love this panel. So, chat, as always, you guys are stellar. What a great night. We were over 30 tonight. That's a beautiful thing to see. A lot of familiar faces. Thank you always for your support. You can find me at PongSoul everywhere. Again, I'm not hiding anywhere, so hit me up and we can maybe get together, play some games or whatever, or just talk video games. Otherwise, every Friday night, I am on Xbox Ultimate with fun speculation, Caitlin, and 3-Bit, and hopefully soon Assassin Lupa. Prayers out to her. I say this on every show that I'm on, but we're all praying. I know a lot of people in the community know who Assassin Lupa is.
Yeah.
So please continue to send her positive healing energy.
I'm out of
her
the loop.
way.
What happened?
We don't know for
Okay.
sure. So we haven't gotten word.
Okay.
So
Prayers
she hasn't been
to-
around. So just keep her in your thoughts.
Got it.
So other than that, obviously every Saturday night here, guys, you can catch me. And then you know what? I'm everywhere else. So people keep inviting me. So I keep showing up places. Like I said, this past week, I had 2 unannounced stints on Boom shows. So you just never know where you'll see me, but I'll always throw it up in the tweets and let you guys know.
Appreciate you, man. Every week. Yeah, the man gets around. He's been on a book tour for about 6 weeks now. So
Hey, that doesn't sound too good.
yeah, that does. I didn't catch that. But either way, man, no, appreciate you being on the show, man. Always here every single week. You provide so much commentary, so much good information, man. We thank you so much. Sure, the chat loves you being here as well, being part of what we got going on here. So I'll throw this over to you, Stag. Let everybody know what's cooking up with the streams and everything.
I'm not looking forward to Monday because I hit a stretch goal and I got to eat this like super spicy freaking top ramen noodle shit on stream Monday. So that's happening. Yay me. Yeah, I've been I got the next stretch goal is for the 1 chip challenge live on stream, and I'm scared of that. But yeah, I'm streaming Monday through Friday. I'm gonna get back to doing a little more indies, and man, when Outriders comes out, I'll be playing the shit out of that. I'll tell you what. No lie. I mean, I can only play the demo so much, but I definitely want to get back and check out the other 3 classes. I've only checked out Pyromancer so far, and what I've seen from Technomancer, I'm like, ooh.
I know, man. My daughter
drops
hated
a
on me.
turret.
She wouldn't let me pick Techno, bro. She's like, no, I'm using that one. I'm like, what? Anyway,
Trickster's the way to go.
Streams are always Monday through Friday. I usually start about 11 a.m. Pacific Standard, sometimes a little early, sometimes a little late if I don't wake up on time because insomnia is a real bitch. We'll just leave it at that. But yeah, man, I'm here every Saturday for the most part. And Twitter, trying to not tweet as much because Twitter's just like crazy and I don't think I can say it any better than that. But hey, real quick, dude. 2 more shows to 200, bro.
Yeah, we gotta listen. I'll figure something out within the next week for the 200 show. It's got to be something special. I don't know what we're gonna do, guys, but if you guys hit me up with ideas for 200, something that you guys,
I'll do the 1 chip challenge live. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't have a problem with that. That's you that's gonna have a problem, not me.
But gonna have a problem.
But either way, no, the 200's coming up. It's huge. That's super important, man. Never thought 200 shows is ridiculous. First of all, that's crazy. But anyway, yeah, we'll do something. Hit me up, guys, in the chat. Let me know what you guys think we should do for that show. But go ahead and finish up. Was that it, Stag? I didn't want to cut you
We're
off.
good. Yeah, we're good. I don't have anything important to say.
All right. Well, Centurion, let everybody know what you got cooking up and where they can find you at, brother.
Well, gentlemen, I at least want to say it's been an awesome show tonight. Thank you to everyone in the chat and everybody that showed up and chatted with me in the chat. I look forward to this every weekend. I will definitely say that even though this was my anniversary week, one thing I wanted to make sure was to be able to come here and podcast with all my friends and fellow community members because, hearing that about Assassin Lupa, man, that totally like my heart and prayers kind of go out to that because I had the good fortune of long time ago being brought into a party chat that pretty much everybody left except for Assassin Lupa, and we sat there for over an hour just completely having the greatest conversation. And definitely, man, like my heart and soul goes out to that one. I really hope you hear from her because it was really enjoyable to hear having some input from the knowledge that she can provide.
Yep, exactly.
Awesome.
And so just kind of going on that note, if you guys ever do want to have a party chat with me and obviously, have these conversations, my microphone is just as open. Definitely. You can find me on Xbox Live at Centurion1307. I tried hitting up Pong the other night, man, left, too quiet. We need a game sometime.
Yeah, PTK sent
What?
me a party invite, and I was like,
What? When?
Yeah, right.
Last Sunday when we were having some issues, I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And
Yeah. The one I didn't get the messages on. I thought you hit me up for like a gaming invite too, and I was like, wait, I didn't see any. So sorry
no,
about
every once in a while I surf around on our friends list. So I'm like, oh, who's on? Who can I harass and bore with my senseless chat? But definitely follow me, anybody who wants to check me out. I'm also on YouTube. I release content as much as I can when I'm not working way too much. Stagger makes fun of me for it. I did release a video for Werewolf the Apocalypse. Now I'm kind of like working.
Ever.
Huh?
Best game ever.
I'm not going to say best game ever, but one thing I will like to highlight, it's another game that definitely highlights just the frame rate potential of the Series X. And that's kind of like the basis of, I guess, where my next video is. I want to kind of like just talk about how, Xbox is, we've all known for years, Xbox is the shooter box. But now it looks like it's actually going to actually take it as the FPS box.
No, if you were, I
heard
didn't
a
know
pin
if you-
drop.
I just want to leave it at that.
Okay.
Like,
No,
I
it's
take it as
good.
the frames
I
per
didn't
second
know
box.
if you
Like,
were
if you really, like,
Yeah.
if you look at how many 60 frames a second games we're starting to get, we're getting old titles that are starting to become 60 frames a second. We've got more 120 frames a second games than any other console on the market right now. I mean, like, Microsoft is definitely showing the potential of the performance capabilities of these new consoles, and the Series S is no slouch out either, because so many people were trying to say, oh, it's going to be weaker, and we're seeing a lot of games hitting really nice frame rates on the Series S.
Yo, I'm watching my kid play the Series S on our 4K TV, and I'm like, damn it. I got the Series X, and I'm not even on. I don't. Like. It's funny. I got the X, and I'm not even on a 4K TV, and the S is on a 4K TV, and it's amazing looking.
So just to put it staggered, this is the thoughts I've started having.
We gotta let Fuzzy. We gotta let.
Oh,
Fuzzy.
sorry.
Yeah, we gotta wrap it up. Sorry.
I could only record at 30 frames a second. I already want to upgrade my PC.
Go ahead, Fuzz.
It's always fun talking games with you guys. I always look forward to this on Saturday. Awesome chat, awesome topics. You can always find me on Twitter, Fuzzy_Belvedere, PSN Fuzzy_Belvedere. Instagram, I haven't posted in a while, but I'm gonna start posting some more pics because I figured out a way to get better screen caps and things from the Xbox Series X at Fuzzy Belvedere, all one word. And then you can always catch me either playing Division or Forza on Xbox Live at Fuzzy Space Belvedere. So
awesome.
All
right, awesome, man. So last but not least, you guys know where to find me at PTK Blam everywhere. Twitter, Xbox Live. Hit me up. You want to talk. Like I said, 200 is coming up. So hit us up for let us know what you guys want to see, because it'll be a show dedicated to you guys as far as, you're showing support over the years for us here on the Shop Podcast. So we greatly appreciate that. All the information below. Appreciate the super chats and the super stickers and everything like that you guys provide every week. But next same place, same time next week. We'll have a guest next week for sure. So be here, be square. So we'll hit you guys up. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Peace out, everyone.
Later, all.
Wash your hands.